Who looks to factor in on the offense this season, both even strength and on the man up. Knocked away. A stick check that knocks it towards the line, kept in right there at center by Brendan Barnard, and UAlbany will maintain possession. Still strong defense played there by the Big Red.
Nice check there by Brendan Staub. He's a preseason All-American.
Centering pass in front, and it's whistled high. It might have been tipped on its way through there by Tully.
Doherty just missed high there, just above the crossbar.
There is Connor Busick, took over this program in 2020 after 5 seasons on the staff. Was an Ivy League Player of the Year in 2014. Led this team to a national title. They score! And the Dane train is rolling in 2026. It's Jornis McCumber with his first goal as a member of the Great Danes.
Jornis McCumber, the JUCO transfer, gets the Dane train. Party started here. Takes the quick feed. Ball goes to X. Pops off the crease. Little lefty finish there. Gets his first goal.
In this one, Mike, that we'll certainly see reflected on the score sheet throughout the season. All top 6 of the Great Danes goal and point scorers from a season ago are back on their offense. And as you can see, based on the opening goal, they've added some offensive depth.
Yeah, UAlbany brings back a ton. Cornell lost a ton. Cornell lost production. You lost the best player in the country in C.J. Kirst. But not only that, you lost a ton of leadership. They lost, Michael Long, Hugh Kelleher, Andrew Dalton. That was 160 goals and 95 assists that the Big Red lost last year. So you have to have some big players step up to make up for some of that production this year.
82 of which came from C.J. Kirst, as Cornell went 18-1 on the season. They won the national title, defeating Maryland, and they've tied the score there. And it's Ryan Goldstein looking to build on a season in which he scored 43. He has 1 to start 2026.
This is what I talked about in the pregame here. He's so quick, and you've got to watch. Neeson gets caught up here in the back, and when Goldstein is at X right here, he's playing in between. He's off of him. He takes a quick first step, elite feet. Gets topside, so quick side. And here they're going, Brady's out a little bit, not fully out. They get the turnover in the neutral zone. Scott Morris said they want to win the battles between the restraining lines. That's the key for UAlbany. If they can win the battles from restraining line to restraining line in the middle of the field, create some of the turnovers, that's where they can create transition and get them not just in a 6-on-6 set. Danes like to run, like to be able to create some of that chaos, so we'll watch for some more of that as this game develops.
Well, the chaos led to a turnover there as Brian Luzzy was hearing the footsteps, so to speak, as now Palem goes to work. Jackson Palem forced low, a good defensive effort coming there from the freshman Brian Box. Turning and firing is Palem in a short side chance, he scores! A great one-on-one battle on the near side post leads to a goal, and the second Great Danes lead.
Action Jackson gets himself on the board here for the lead. 2-1 Danes as he takes the invert, takes it behind, super comfortable, gets above goal line extended, gets the bounce shot low, able to put it past Tully. He's dangerous, you got to watch him.
Fires, and that one ends up whistling just wide. So yeah, there is more to the game of Jack Cascadon than just face off and get off. There's a lot more to that game.
He scored 10 goals last year, playing with an injury the majority of the year last year, so you've got to be careful not to sub off. He can take it to the rack, so you've got to be mindful of that. And UAlbany wants to get their long poles involved, so the UAlbany face-off men are going to want to be able to tie him up a little bit, to be able to get Jacob Smith, Justin Lee, those guys coming in from the wings to be able to help out that battle. He was over 60% last year on the season, and he was injured the majority of the year.
That shot, they score, and we're even once again. Back and forth we go here in the Capital Region in the opening quarter.
Bowie Horseman getting that goal right there. We talked about replacing some of that production from last year for Cornell, and it's Johnny on the spot right there. Bowie only played in 3 games last year, getting a big goal right there for the Big Red to tie this game at 2.
For an offense that was...
First half was really close for UAlbany. It got away from a little bit in that second half, but it was a good battle. Look for Moreno to stay in there.
Knifing towards the cage and firing another bounce shot there was Wimmer. Ends up going up and over, and O'Keefe will retrieve. It was a kind of a battle of 2 different first halves for the Great Danes in their 2 games that they played against Cornell. They trailed 12-4 at the half in the non-conference game at the beginning of April, as that one's whistled high on the chance there from Matthew Pettis.
Yeah, UAlbany didn't get off the bus in the first game. There was 6-0, I think, in the first quarter, and that was the biggest problem. Scott Morris said, you can't You can't. Whoa!
Wimmer scores! A sharp angle, but once again, Tess, the lefties coming from a sharp angle and firing over the stick of Tully, and UAlbany leads it 3-2 as we head to break here at Tom and Mary Casey Stadium. Back and forth we go in the opening game, and what a shot from Ben Wimmer to give the Great Danes a 1-goal lead. Season leading this program, he mentioned it in his media availability a few days ago, just how good the conference is getting, and he and his program playing Mike Tesserero with heavy hearts this season, as we'll get more into that as the broadcast goes along. But you could see him getting very emotional during the moment of silence for Liam Gleason earlier on in the game, took his hat off to wipe his tears as the national anthem began. So a lot on the mind of Scott Marr beginning play here in 2026. Worked in front, they score! Great quick two-man game, and Jaden Chiapara scores the goal that ties it at 3.
Goldstein starting there, right there again, right from X. Just quick little feed from X. Little break, give and go there on the wing. Chiapara comes off the wing. Goldstein puts it right in his stick, and he knows what to do with it from in close. He's able to beat Brady Smith right there to tie this game back up at 3. You can just see he goes down to kind of set the pick. It looks like they're going to go a little two-man game. He pops off the pick. Really nice job there as he pops off of it. Able to just get his stick right there, stick it low.
But UAlbany is able to force a turnover and take possession back. Now, can they clear? Good pressure coming from Goldstein. Picked up by Galco, knocked backwards. Now a heave across the timeline is successful.
Good job by Silas Richmond getting up and available for that long feed. So UAlbany gets their midfielders on for offense here.
And something that you talk about periodically when it comes to the face-off game, it's kind of the game within the game, because you can win the face-off, but then you also have to maintain control for your group, and it's kind of a part 1 and part 2. Firing, they score! Ryan Doherty turns and fires and beats Tully over the right shoulder. It's 4-3.
Ryan Doherty with an absolute dart to the upper 90 right here for this finish. Let's check out this replay. Nice little feed and great finish by Doherty in tight. As you can see, Wimmer gets it to him in the open spot, and he paints that corner. Couldn't put it there any better if you placed it with your hand.
They take a right-hand turn from that, but UAlbany on offense here, just under a minute and a half into the second quarter, in a game in which they lead by 1. Here is Kesselring. Flips to his right side, work back up top for a skip try. Save made by Tully, rebound loose. Still a battle along the turf for it. It's taken away by Cornell, knocked free there on the defensive effort by Richmond.
Nice
but the
ride.
goaltender Tully is able to come through and find the ground ball.
Good ride there by UA getting the original turnover, and then Tully came out to pick up the ground ball, and Tully's still going, and they got a turnover here with an open cage.
He was stripped, a fire, they score! It was Quill who forced the turnover, and Doherty who finishes, and it's a 5-3 Great Danes lead.
Nice job by Brady Quill on the ride here, taking the ball away from the goalie as he cleared midfield. As we see on the replay here, just didn't back it up far enough, but Brady Quill with a big overhead check, able to rip that ball away, get it to the short stick quick.
In which UAlbany, the 10-man ride, trying to force those turnovers, create chaos, win between the restraining lines, those different details of the game plan, all on display there from start to finish on that particular play, and effort on display across the board.
I think if you're Tully there, you just got to say, all right, I get across the midfield line, let me find one of my attackmen here, and let me just get rid of the ball here.
A goaltender that, again, is just now over his previous career high in minutes played simply by playing in this one.
Here's Firth. Firth is another person on the Tewaaraton watch list for the initial. Got 5 players in this game on that watch list.
He's able to get by and score, and that's exactly why Mike Tesserero, as Firth, is able to create an opportunity for himself and put a goal by as he burns Luke Grove and scores. It's 5-4.
He scored 32 goals last year and 17 assists. He's a preseason All-American. You can just see here, he has a short stick matchup, and on Luke Grove, he has that matchup, and there's got to be more support help there from him. You've got to be able to see if he's got a short stick, he's got to get a pole. As I thought, last year, UAlbany had 14 goals from poles. They've got some guys that can bring it across the midfield line and bury the ball. Neeson had 6 last year. Jacob Smith had 4. Galco, Haddon, Meta, and Justin Lee each had a goal last year. When those guys get across the midfield line in transition especially, they can bury the biscuit.
Richmond facilitating there, knocked down by Brendan Barnard. He's able to recollect. Matching up with Dooley, Barnard will work it back low. Here's O'Keefe, slinging towards McComber. Back down towards O'Keefe. Doherty, centering feed, Palom. Behind the back, try is true! What a beauty for Jackson Palom, and it's 6-4.
Jackson Palom, folks, watch for this one on SportsCenter. Are you kidding me? He gets tied up, as you can see here. He tries to get his right hand free, gets stuck, says, ha! Oh, man. Somebody called 911 because Jackson Palom just murdered that top corner behind the back. What a beautiful goal that was.
7:40 given up as part of the scoring margins for two teams that met in the NCAA tournament. Part of two different matchups a season ago. And what an exclamation point it would be for the Great Danes to add a victory against this group, given the way that their season ended a season ago. Goldstein, they sling it around the perimeter as now it's Firth. Protecting on his right, hacked at there by Galco, able to make the pass. Falling down as trying to get that shot away. Quickly worked towards Firth there from Chiaparo, one of the goal scorers, as Firth picks the corner. Past the right side of Smith and in, and exactly 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. It's once again a one-goal game.
Willem Firth shows you why he's on the Tewaaraton watch list right here, as he shows you a little bit of the stick shooting right here as he fakes this pass back to X for a quick second, uses Jacob Smith as a screen, shoots it right off his shoulder, and he hits the far 90 right there on Brady Smith. That's just a shooter's shot. Just having the space and knowing you.
Martin, who was able to complete the clear. The Great Danes have used both of their timeouts in the half so far. Cornell still has both remaining. I wonder if that will have any factor on what happens down the stretch. Working his way down the far side there was Luke Robinson. Quickly worked to the near side for Ryan Waldman. Waldman was met there by Quill. Sharp angle try, and they score! Brian Luzzy on the near side is able to beat Brady Smith, and with a minute 45 remaining in the half, we are even at 6.
Brian Luzzy gets his season started here where he picked up last year. Played a great role for this Big Red team running.
Neither team has cashed in on their man-up opportunities yet. We remain tied at 6, clicking towards 4 minutes gone by here in the third.
This is where the mental part of the game comes in. You've got to make sure you take care of the ball. Like we said, not having those unforced errors, turnovers, value in the possession of the ball here.
Waldman on the feed from Robinson, a stutter step and a fire, and that one goes high and wide.
It's a nice move there by Ryan Waldman, just getting separation from his defender and able to get his hands free and get a really nice shot off. Just missed the cage.
Waldman, the junior, had 13 goals a season ago. He's got it again with some room to shoot. He does, and he scores! This time around, Waldman didn't need to make a move to get the room, and he fires it past Smith and in, and Cornell has the lead.
UAlbany looked like they sat in a little zone right there. I mean, they kind of got non-aggressive. Looks like they went away from man-to-man right here, and they're just kind of sitting in a zone. And Waldman just kind of notices it and challenges it and says, if you're going to give me this space, I'm going to take it, and I'll make you pay for it. And he does. Steps.
Red 22, red, push,
So they called the push. They didn't call the illegal hit. Going to be a 30-second man up for UAlbany. Second opportunity here.
Instead of Matt Dooley, who was the one who laid the boom there on the oncoming Matthew Pettis, that was deemed to be clean. We'll take another look. There's the hit, and then it's a
clean.
push.
It was clean. He kept his stick down. He led with his shoulder. His stick came up afterwards. And I think as he got up is where they called it. So nonetheless, UAlbany with a 30-second EMO opportunity here, a chance to tie this game again.
They're 0 for 1 so far. The fake handoff there to Palom. Now the pass towards Jackson Palom, and he scores! A goal on the man up for Jackson Palom, who continues to heat up here in the opener, and we're even at 7 apiece.
Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated. But Jackson Palom is initiated as he picks up the hat trick on the little fake toss from Silas Richmond.
In the stars after that pass that was just a bit behind him. Scott Marr with his arm over the shoulder of Marietta after a teaching moment for the first-year player. Meanwhile, it is Cornell in possession. Here is Waldman. Firth. Now for Goldstein. Your side pass towards Perfetto. Waldman flushed out, changes places. A jump try, that goes off iron.
Should be a reset right there. We'll get a reset as that goes toward the sideline there.
Luke Robinson, the sophomore.
Nice spot right there. Beat Smith, stick side, just court the crossbar.
Robinson was looking to find Twine, played in 5 games last year, and it is Waldman from up high. Had 13 a year ago and scores the goal that gives Cornell an 8-7 lead.
Almost a carbon copy of his goal that he had just 2 before here, where he stepped down, had some space, and he just taked it. The first one was a bouncer. This one, he just steps out, keeps it high, and puts it right under the bar on Brady Smith. The hard hat mentality, just grounding them out, making sure you're getting ground balls, and ground balls are going to win this game right now in this fourth quarter. If it's on the ground, you've got to pick it up. UAlbany's been able to have 0 transition because they haven't been able to pick up any of those key ground balls where they can spring themselves loose and start to run. They haven't been able to get any, and hopefully a ground ball or 2 might be able to spring that, as Cornell has one right here.
Taking it back the other way, looking to apply some early offensive pressure. The shot, they score! It's a pole goal for Brendan Staub.
That's a big pole goal right there for the senior captain, Brendan Staub. He had a couple of goals last year. He's not afraid to bring it up. And we just talked about it right as we were saying it. Ground balls can lead to transition. UAlbany hasn't been able to get it, but Cornell was able to pick it up.
Lacrosse mode. Midway through February, 9-7 Cornell leading UAlbany alongside Mike Tesserero with Matt Kearns on our sidelines. I'm Dan Ball. Thanks so much for spending some time with us here today as UAlbany's offense will take over. And a big possession upcoming here for the Great Danes.
No doubt. Down 2 right here. Less than 8 minutes to go in this game. The Danes got to get some offense. They've had some turnovers here. Got to get a good quality shot.
Richmond centers a feed in front. They score! Make that 4 for Jackson Palum. And it's a 1-goal game.
That's a nice little play coming out of the timeout. Coach Merrick Thompson drawing up a little offensive play with Silas Richmond, kind of lulling you to sleep here as he carries, finds Jackson on the backside door look. The little quick stick goal, he nets it, bangs it home, brings the Danes to within 1, 9-8. When he hasn't won it to itself, he's been able to win it right to his wings clean, not letting the UAlbany long poles get involved in the mix at all. Cornell getting that face-off advantage there, key here in the fourth quarter.
Rocco Moreno, 5 of 15 so far, taking face-offs for this group. Austin Oppenheim, 2 of 5, as UAlbany's gone 2 deep on their face-off depth chart so far. Here is Firth. Back up top, looking to shoot, but not having a lane there was Bowie Horseman.
That's true.
From X goes Goldstein, and he scores! He didn't need much daylight, but was able to find some through Brady Smith, and the 2-goal lead is restored.
And that's trouble. We saw it right from the beginning. It was basically like the first goal of the game for Ryan Goldstein. Max Neeson kind of got himself hung up a little bit. He wasn't close enough to Goldstein where he could react, and he had to come around the cage. And once that happens, those firecracker feet take over, and his first step, as you could watch, this ball gets to X. He sees it. Goldstein attacks, gets topside quick. There's no backside help, and he puts it 5-hole through Brady.
3 players on this Cornell team with multiple goals so far today. The Great Danes have 2. Ryan Doherty has a pair, and Jackson Palum has 4 of the 8 so far today as we tick under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And the Great Danes look for some answers as an offense. In a game that has not seen a lead bigger than 2. Both teams have had multi-goal leads at certain points in this game, but it's been largely all Big Red in the second half. Maintaining possession and doing well, and doing so was Pettis. Shot, they score! Doherty completes the hat trick, and it's a 1-goal game once again.
Ryan Doherty joins the party and picks up the Hattie, as you just said. Makes it 1 goal. We've got a good one here with 5:35 to play. Doherty takes this quick feed, sets, fires, rope. Nice release by Doherty right there. That's his spot. Gets his feet set.
Line available, but yeah, has not been a part of the mix. But who started this game, but has not been much of a factor to this point. Instead, it's been the first-year Matthew Pettis who's been getting some spins on the offensive side. Pettis, a shovel pass, looking for Richmond. A nice play with one hand in order to keep possession. To his left, it's O'Keefe. Now it's Kesselring. Kesselring gets a matchup with Brian Box. Doherty with under 25 to shoot and under 3 to go in regulation. Doherty for Palem. Steps the shoulder, centering pass, they score! Doherty diving to the cage, and we're even at 10-all.
Great ball movement by the Danes right there, kind of lulling you to sleep a little bit on the outside, as you could see Palem exchanging up top, and then Doherty just shows you his versatility, able to get underneath, backdoor cut. What a feed. Look at that. Shows his stick, catches it, one more. UAlbany does have a timeout left. Oh my goodness.
And they can't catch the pass. That was Grove on the feed there from Smith. Now Cornell will take it the other way, and Smith has to retreat.
Luke Grove, basic pass over the middle. You've got to watch it into your stick right here. 56 seconds to play now, and Cornell has an opportunity here.
And now it's Firth. Now the game clock is ahead of the shot clock, and Cornell can set their offense up for a potential final chance here in regulation. Firth knifes his way to the middle, and he scores! It's Willem Firth again, and Cornell has the lead.
That's a big turnover leading to the game-leading goal with 37 seconds left to go. UAlbany made the save by Brady Smith. They bring it up. Luke Grove can't handle the ball at midfield. Willem Firth gets underneath his defender. The little toe drag, puts it to the far pipe. Watch this little toe drag right here. Goes underneath, goes by Justin Lee.